Good morning. Welcome back to Atlanta and Company. I'm Christine Pallara. The holiday season is upon us, and that usually means travel plans are in the works, whether it's sightseeing in historic locations, visiting long-lost relatives in faraway cities, or just simply revisiting a location closer to home. America's most sought-after travel expert, Rudy Maxa, is prepared to offer his tips and tricks that will ensure a wonderful vacation. Good morning, Rudy. How are you?
Morning, Christine. Fine, thanks. How are you?
I'm doing great. Always thrilled to talk to you because I love to talk travel. And we are expecting a very busy travel season ahead. So where can we get the best bang for our buck?
Well, you're going to have to shop carefully because prices have gone up across the board with hotels, airlines, rental cars. But if you look around, there are deals. For example, if you want to take a driving vacation out of the Atlanta area, Enterprise Rent-A-Car just announced its always popular fall and winter $9.99 a day on weekend rentals. You can rent a car from Enterprise for $9.99 Friday through Monday from most of their 5,500 neighborhood locations. You get 100 free miles a day. And this offer is good all the way through spring, through May 22nd. And you can find locations at enterprise.com. You know, they'll come pick you up at your house. Couldn't be easier. If you want to go a little further afield, Renaissance and Marriott resorts in Mexico and the Caribbean. They have 9 resorts in 7 different destinations. Have a You Deserve Some Credit offer where you get $200 credit if you stay at least 4 days for stays from January 1st through April 30th. But the trick is here, you got to book in the month of November. You can find all the fine print at ParadiseByMarriott.com. They've also opened some tech-free zones at those resorts in the Caribbean and Mexico. They founded a survey, a braincation survey, and found out that among 1,000 people, 85% of them were bothered by someone else on their cell phone. But 50% of those people admitted they use their cell phone to check phone messages and email while they're on vacation, too. We don't know how to do vacations very well in America.
No.
Do you want to go even further abroad? You don't want to go further abroad.
No, I do. I would say I was
if you do want to go further abroad.
Too much technology. Let's go even further. I want to get away from it all.
Well, you know, think out of the box when you're thinking airlines. For example, Turkish Airlines flies to more countries than any other airline in the world. They fly to 90 different countries, and they fly out of New York, D.C., L.A., Chicago, and soon in Houston. They were named Europe's best airline 2 years in a row, and they've won awards for their in-flight cuisine. If you're sitting in coach, you'll think you're dining in business.
Wow.
And if you're in business, there's an onboard chef who will serve you, of all things. So you can find out Turkish Airlines route structure by going to turkishairlines.com. And also, Christine, consider what credit cards you carry. American Express cards, for example, award you membership reward points. And I underline the word points because there are no blackout dates. So you can use those points during holiday periods when most airline mileage reward programs black out awards. And, of course, holidays are when a lot of people want to use those award tickets. But there are no blackout points with the American Express card. If you have a Platinum card, you can use it as entree to the airline clubs of 3 major domestic airlines when you're in the airport, if you're flying that airline that day. And you also get a $200 a year airline credit. You designate what airline you fly a lot. You ask them to apply the $200 to that. You can apply that $200 to baggage fees, ticket change fees, or purchases on board of sandwiches or meals or whatever.
And really,
so not a bad deal. You can find out details at American Express.
I love American Express. In fact, I'm going to San Francisco this weekend visiting one of my best girlfriends, and I just transferred miles of points into Delta miles, and I'm good to go. So easy.
Bingo.
Exactly.
Bingo. And you know, a little tip I picked up from kayak.com. One of the most frequently asked questions I get is, when is the best time to buy an airline ticket if you're paying cash? And kayak.com ran tens of millions of reservations, through a computer and found that for domestic tickets, generally the best time to buy is 21 days before you want to travel. For out of the country tickets, overseas tickets, it's 35 days before you want to fly. So tuck that in the old thinking cap and keep it in mind when you're booking seats where you got to pay.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. It's always a pleasure having you. And where can we go to get more information?
If you go to rudymaxa.com and click on blog, I posted links and information on almost everything I've talked to you about today. And if you want to read even more travel tips, there's a section there called Travel Minutes. And I write 1 travel minute a day. You can read the scripts. These are for radio stations. You can read the scripts, and there are 3 years' worth of travel tips there. So you can fall asleep reading.
Hey, no, it's all good information as always. Thanks, Rudy. It's always a pleasure.
My pleasure, Christine. Thanks for having me on.
Absolutely. And this segment is paid for by Enterprise Rent-A-Car and Marriott and Renaissance Caribbean and Mexico Resorts, American Express, and Turkish Airlines.